Today we're talking about the requirements for obtaining airplane and helicopter category ratings for commercial pilot license candidates, as well as the privileges of a CPL holder without hesitation, repetition, or deviation starting now. A commercial pilot license under ICAO Annex 1 grants a range of significant privileges to the holder, enabling them to operate various types of aircraft in both non-commercial and commercial settings. Specifically, a CPL holder can exercise all the privileges of a private pilot license, which includes acting as pilot in command or co-pilot of an aircraft in non-revenue flights within the appropriate aircraft category. Additionally, CPL holders can serve as PIC for aircraft engaged in operations other than commercial air transportation, such as corporate or ferry flights, and are authorized to act as PIC in commercial air transportation for aircraft certified for single pilot operations. This means they can conduct flights such as charter services or air tours where only one pilot is required by the aircraft. Furthermore, they are qualified to act as co-pilot in multi-pilot aircraft, which is essential for larger commercial operations, such as those involving passenger or cargo airliners. However, to exercise these privileges at night, the CPL holder must have received specific dual instruction in night flying, covering key aspects like takeoff, landing, and navigation under low light conditions. To obtain an airplane category rating under a CPL, applicants are required to accumulate substantial flight experience and receive rigorous instruction. They must complete a minimum of 200 hours of flight time or 150 hours if the training is conducted through an approved course. This includes at least 100 hours as PIC or 70 hours in the case of an approved training course, which helps ensure that the applicant has significant command experience. Among these 20 hours, 20 must be dedicated to cross-country flights as PIC, including a significant cross-country flight covering at least 300 nautical miles with full-stop landings at two different airports, demonstrating the pilot's ability to navigate over long distances and varied terrain. Additionally, applicants must complete 10 hours of instrument instruction time, of which up to 5 hours can be instrument ground time, to develop their ability to control the aircraft solely by reference to instruments, which is an essential skill for flight in poor visibility or complex airspaces. If the applicant wishes to exercise the CPL privileges at night, they must also complete 5 hours of night flight time, which includes at least 5 takeoffs and landings as PIC, ensuring they are proficient in night operations. Flight instruction for the airplane category is comprehensive, covering essential areas to prepare the applicant for responsibilities of a commercial pilot. This includes recognizing and managing threats and errors, a critical aspect of modern aviation safety practices known as threat and error management or TEM. Applicants are trained in pre-flight operations, including the vital task of determining weight and balance, inspecting the aircraft, and ensuring it is properly serviced. Operational experience is also provided in controlling the airplane by visual reference, managing flights at critically slow and high airspeeds, avoiding and recovering from incipient and full stalls, and recognizing and recovering from spiral dives. Instruction covers normal and crosswind takeoffs and landings, short field and obstacle clearance takeoffs, and short field landings, all of which are vital skills for operating in diverse and challenging environments. Additionally, applicants receive training in basic flight maneuvers and recovery from unusual attitudes using basic flight instruments, cross-country flying with visual and radio navigation aids, and executing abnormal and emergency procedures, including simulated equipment malfunctions. Importantly, the curriculum also includes operations at controlled airports, emphasizing the compliance with air traffic services procedures and effective communication using standard phraseology. For the helicopter category rating under CPL, the requirements are similarly demanding, though tailored to the unique characteristics and challenges of helicopter flight. Applicants must log at least 150 hours of flight time or 100 hours if conducted through an approved training course, with at least 35 hours as PIC to ensure they have sufficient command experience in helicopters. This includes 10 hours of cross-country flight time as PIC, which must involve a significant cross-country flight with landings at two different points, demonstrating the pilot's ability to navigate and operate helicopters over longer distances. Additionally, 10 hours of instrument instruction are required, with up to 5 hours allowable as instrument ground time, to develop the pilot's skills in controlling the helicopter by instruments alone, which is essential for operations in poor visibility. If the applicant intends to exercise their CPL privileges at night, they must also complete 5 hours of night flight time, including 5 takeoffs and landings as PIC, to ensure they are proficient in night operations. The flight instruction for the helicopter category is extensive and again tailored to the operational challenges of helicopters. It includes critical areas such as pre-flight operations with a focus on weight and balance determination, helicopter inspection, and servicing. Pilots are trained to recognize and manage threats and errors similar to the training provided for airplanes, but with the specific emphasis on helicopter operations. The instruction covers controlling the helicopter by external visual reference, recovering from the incipient stages of settling with power, which is a dangerous condition unique to helicopters, and managing low rotor RPM situations. Ground maneuvering, hovering, takeoffs and landings under various conditions, including out of wind and sloping ground operations, are also key components of the training. Pilots learn maximum performance takeoffs and landings, restricted site operations, quick stops, and operations with external loads if applicable, all of which are crucial for the versatile operational roles helicopters often undertake. Additionally, instruction includes cross-country flying with visual and radio navigation aids, performing basic flight maneuvers, recovering from unusual attitudes, and executing abnormal and emergency procedures such as auto-rotative approaches and landings. Finally, as with airplanes, helicopter pilots are trained to operate at or around controlled airports, emphasizing the importance of air traffic services procedures and communication protocols. In summary, the CPL grants significant privileges to its holders, enabling them to operate a wide range of aircraft in both non-commercial and commercial settings. The training and experience requirements for obtaining airplane and helicopter category ratings under a CPL are rigorous, but they are designed to ensure that pilots are fully equipped with the knowledge, skills, and experience necessary to perform their duties safely and effectively in diverse operational environments. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit the like button, leave your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more aviation content.